Tracy Morling here with Bright Sand Travel. I wanted to talk to you about a few things today. Since I talked last, I've been to Jamaica, and I also want to talk to you about more of the Caribbean opening up and some Black Friday deals that are going on. So just a few things. First of all, since I talked to you last about a month ago, more islands are opening up in the Caribbean. And what we're seeing now is, these are kind of some of the later islands that are opening up, and their requirements are more stringent than the ones that we've seen already. So the Bahamas opened up already. The British Virgin Islands are opening up 12/1. The trend is now for a lot of these that they want testing done after you've, not only before you travel, but then after you've been there 5 days, they want another COVID test done. Also, the trend is travel insurance purchased through the islands, through the countries as part of their travel authorization process. So regardless if you have other travel protection, they wanted it purchased through them so that they know you have coverage in case you get COVID and you have to be hospitalized. So it covers basically your testing, your medical care, quarantine, so that way they know you're covered, and also even medical evacuation. So while I was in Jamaica, Jamaica announced that they were going to require the insurance now coming up probably around Thanksgiving. They haven't announced the exact start date, but it'll be part of their travel authorization process that you'll have to purchase their insurance, and theirs is going to be $40 per person. I'm headed to Aruba next month. Their insurance is $10 a day per person. So that's a big trend I'm seeing now, that the islands are requiring that you purchase insurance through them or through their provider so that they know you're covered, and it's part of their travel authorization process. So the British, like I said, the Bahamas opened up. British Virgin Islands are due to open up 12/1. They came out with their requirements, and honestly, they were so stringent, everybody just said there's no way anybody's going to come. So they are relooking at them, and hopefully they'll be a little bit easier, so that they will open up on 12/1 and people can actually come. So first of all, my Jamaica trip. So I traveled to Jamaica again on American Airlines, like I did before when I went to Los Cabos, and the travel is fine. It is what it is. I mean, you're going to be on a plane. You're going to be close to people. I mean, the airlines, the air is recirculating every few seconds, and people are really good. Everybody's wearing their masks. So like I said, some of my flights have been full. Some of them have been not full. So I mean, that kind of is what it is. For Jamaica, though, prior to departure, a couple things. It's not as easy as Mexico and the DR, and I did Mexico first, went to Los Cabos. There were no requirements that needed before I travel, there. That was the easy button. So this time I decided to step it up a notch, going to Jamaica. There I had to do a COVID test within 10 days of travel and have the results back from that. It had to be a specific type. The results had to be in a specific form. It had to be certified by the labs. And then once I got that done, then I had to do a travel authorization within 5 days of travel. So, a couple steps, a little stressful, but not too bad because they give you big windows to get it done in. You also, in Jamaica, you have to stay in what they call the resilient corridor, which are hotels and resorts and tourist attractions that have been certified by the tourist board, and transportation as well. So basically, you're basically staying in the touristy areas. So that's what they're doing with that. And like I said, now they've announced that you have to do the travel insurance too as part of the process. So I did all those things. I was ready to go for my departure then. When I flew out of Phoenix, I had to show my travel authorization. I had to also show them my COVID testing results to even check in for my flight. So basically, there was no getting on the plane if you didn't have those done. So when I arrived in Jamaica into Montego Bay, I did the Club Mo Bay. If you've never heard of Club Mo Bay, it's I call it Faster to the Fun because it is your fast track. A representative from Club Mo Bay meets you at the after you get off the plane at the end of the ramp with a sign with your name on it, and they basically hold your hand and escort you through the airport, through the immigration process, all the way through to, and you get you meet your transportation. So I love it for when the airport is crowded. If multiple planes end at the same or land at the same time, that immigration area can be crazy. And what you get is an escort basically to like the front of the line. It's a separate line, just for people who purchase Club Mobe. You can purchase Club Mobe both on the arrival and the departure. So for like the arrival, like I said, it is your escort basically from the time you exit the plane all the way through the process. So in this case, I met my representative when I got off the plane. The next step was to go to a table where they did your health screening. So they had taken your temperature, you had a little piece of paper with your reading on it, you had to sit down there and sit down with the representative, answer some questions, and they proceeded to look at your paperwork, make sure you had your COVID results, and then from there you could be released to go through immigration. So then my representative escorted me over to the immigration line. Again, separate line, bypass all the crowds, all the people waiting in line, and you could get through immigration really fast. So that's great. And when you go through immigration, after you go through immigration, they help you go find your bag, and then they will go locate your transportation for you while you go to the Club Mobe Lounge. And what I didn't mention is through all this process, I think I hand sanitized at least 4 times. So every step of the way there was hand sanitizing being done. When they picked up my bags, and he escorted me to the Club Mobe Lounge, where I waited while he found my transportation. And at the lounge, they have food, drinks. It's part of the price you pay. You can have any food and drinks while you're there. And basically, you wait while they go find your transportation. And then once they find your transportation, they will escort you there as well. So it is, I call it faster to the fun. It gets you through the airport really fast. And it's great for when it's crowded. Also, it's perfect for people who are new to traveling international and really don't understand the process and how it all works, because this person basically holds your hand through the whole process. Well, it's COVID, they don't hold your hand, but they escort you, and they make it really easy, zero stress. And once you find your transportation, they put you in your car, and you're off and on your way. So that's the arrival process. Again, on the departure process, you can purchase Club Mobe too, and basically it gets you through the security line faster, and then you wait in a lounge with drinks and food, and kind of separate from the rest of the airport, which is nice too, especially during COVID. It's easy to social distance in there, and they have everything you need. So once I landed, and I got all the way through Club Mobe, and what I was doing there was I was going to 2 different resorts. Well, yeah, staying at 2 different resorts, which was great, and I saw a few others. So again, basically like Mexico. Masks are worn. Masks were worn in the airport upon arrival. They were worn by my transfer driver. My first resort I checked into, masks were worn in the lobby. They were required by all the guests. They were required in the lobby, and also required by all the staff everywhere. So I felt very safe there too. They, took my temperature. They sanitized my bags, and and I was off into my room. And I don't know if you saw the video or not, but I did do a video when I entered my room. They they try to minimize the number of people in your room, so they weren't even filling up the mini bar, which always comes with your water and your beer and your sodas and everything. They actually put it in a little secret box from the outside that you can access from the inside of your room. They can access it from the outside, and so then you just stock your refrigerator and you're good to go. And just fewer people coming into your room, which is nice. So I stayed at Secrets Wild Orchid in Montego Bay, which is great because it's super close to the airport and easy, quick transfer. And then they have a sister property, Secret St. James, which is their adjacent, and you have access to both, which is really nice. And then there's also the Breathless Resort, which is over like a little road, and they have a little bridge that goes over to it. And if you're in a preferred club room at Secrets, you can access the Breathless Resort. And if you stay at Breathless, you have full access to Secrets. So it's really nice. It's kind of like stay at one, play at three, if you're Breathless, or if you're in the preferred club at Secrets. And I really love it. The Breathless rooms are beautiful, and even though they're across the road, they still have a great view of the bay and the hillside, which is really nice. And Secrets in St. James, both the Secrets resorts are, oceanfront. The water is really calm, as it is in most parts of Jamaica. So that's really nice and really clear and pretty. So from there, I went to Sandals, Montego Bay, and that was a great experience too. I mean, I felt really safe, big open air lobby. That's where all the entertainment was done. They try to do, all the entertainment open air. They did at Secrets as well, which is, different. Secrets has a big theater that they would normally do a lot of their evening entertainment and shows at, but they've moved everything outside, which was really nice. So, you could eat outside at both places if you wanted to, or they had indoor restaurants, and also you could, the entertainment was outside too, so you never felt like you had to be confined inside and, was crowded or anything. So, the swim up bars were open at both, but they weren't being abused. People were, kind of keeping their distance, and I just kind of like Mexico, I felt very safe in Jamaica. And, these people, their livelihood depends on it. So they're doing everything in their power to keep it safe and, welcoming tourists. They're so excited to have us there. So that's just an overview of my Jamaica trip. Next stop is Aruba next month. So that takes it to the next step, because that one I have to have a COVID test within 3 days. So it's a different kind of COVID test, has to be done, return quickly, and get the results back quickly for that one. And also have to purchase the travel insurance through them for the travel authorization. So kind of stepping it up here. So Black Friday, the sales are, my suppliers are coming out with sales nonstop right now. So I think this is going to be a trend for sure. The early sales, normally a lot of the travel sales don't happen until closer to Black Friday. So this is definitely different this year. Seeing a lot of, sales for not only short-term, last minute kind of travel for the holidays this year, but also all through 21. So some great pricing that I'm seeing. Normally at this point you couldn't get good pricing for the holidays, but because of the situation, there's some decent pricing yet for the holidays this year, and then also great pricing into 21. So if you're looking, to book something for 21, want something to look forward to, get it out there, in the summer, fall, it's a perfect time to book now. And it's going to be that way, I think, through the Black Friday sales and into the Christmas sales. So contact me. I would love to help you put something together, something to look forward to, celebrate something special, or just to celebrate being able to travel again. So if you have any questions, please message me. You can message me on here, contact me on my webpage, any way you want. So I look forward to helping you guys, and stay safe.